Hey, how are you? I've been pulling some runes. I can't say them yet. Bear with me. I wanted to talk about the 24th. Solu, meaning wholeness, life force, the sun's energy. I'm just going to read this from Ralph H. Bloom's The Book of Runes. Solu stands for wholeness, that which our nature requires. It embodies the impulse toward self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from ulterior motives, but from the core of your individuality. Seeking after wholeness is the spiritual warrior's quest, and yet when you are striving to become in actuality is what by nature you already are. Become conscious of your essence and bring it into form. Express it in a creative way. A rune of great power, making life force available to you. This rune marks a time for regeneration down to the cellular level. Although this rune has no reversed position, there is a reason for caution. You may see fit to withdraw or even to retreat in the face of a pressing situation, especially if events or people are demanding that you expend your energy now. Know that such a retreat is a retreat in strength, a voyage inward, for centering, for balance. Timely retreat is among the skills of the spiritual warrior. Saulu cancels opening yourself up, letting the light into a part of your life that has been secret, shut away. To accomplish this may call for a profound recognition, for admitting to yourself something that you have long denied. There is a prayer known as the Gayatri that embodies the spirit of the rune of wholeness. Address the sun in this fashion. You, who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the world, illuminate also my heart, so that it too can do your work. While reciting this prayer, visualize the sun's rays streaming forth into the world, entering your heart, then streaming out from your heart's center and back into the world. This is a powerful and life-enhancing prayer. There is a caution here not to give yourself airs. Even in a time of bountiful energy, you are required to face and vanquish your refusal to let right action flow through you. Nourish this capacity, for it is a mark of true humility. Practice the art of doing without doing. Aim yourself truly, and then maintain your aim without manipulative effort. Meditate on Christ's words, I can of mine own self do nothing. John 5:30. For by our own power we do nothing. Even in loving, it is love that loves through us. This way of thinking and being integrates new energies and permits us to flow into wholeness, which is the ultimate goal of the spiritual warrior. So I wanted to take the time to read that one that one out loud in particular because I've been pulling these runes as a means of just getting to understand symbolism. And it's been a great practice. I mean, I think all of us can do well for self-reflection. And especially when we feel like we've been doing the good work, I think that's when you begin to put on airs. And that's when the message, it comes from somewhat of a place of condescension. And I think the goal is to learn how to speak to ourselves and to others where we are showing that we don't mean to be condescending by speaking our truth, okay? And sometimes we feel really justified when we react in a snarky way. But if you can hold yourself to have some patience with the situation, and like I just went to the grocery store and I paid with cash which fumbled with the new cashier because he was pretty new to the register and everything. And he typed in like that I gave him over $2,000 cash and my change would be $1,992. I wish, right? Um, but he was all flustered and I was just patient, you know? And the lady behind me, she started to pack her stuff off of the conveyor belt and put it back in her cart. And then he got the situation cleared up and she put her stuff back on the belt. And I just thought, man, I'm so glad I was able to stay calm. And then I waited and checked in when the manager came over to see if everything was good. And I just said, yeah, he gave me my change. Like, it's all good. And then I was able to get my receipt. So, but I think there's a lot of other ways that could have played out, especially just my personality. I could have been with my kids and I could have been even just in my attitude, I could have been impolite. And so I think politeness, it still, matters, but we have to be careful how we use politeness as a sort of mask for being superior, and talking down to people and you can tell when people are being sarcastically nice or whatever, fake nice. And so I've been thinking a lot about these things we call ourselves, like, oh, I want to be kind, I want to be nice. And I think like in terms of being a parent, um some of us have our mommy daddy issues that linger, and so then we project those same issues onto everybody in our lives. And so that's why I'm doing my work here, to look in the mirror, to examine the ways that I've acted that I don't want to do that anymore. But I still want to fully acknowledge that I've been there and that I still go there sometimes, because as soon as I think I'm perfect, then I feel it all crumbles, and I have to get broken down again and I have to come back to my potential. And there were a lot of things about this this message here from pulling this rune, the wholeness. It's like if you overextend yourself, you need some time to recover. And I grew up as a competitive swimmer, and it was pretty grueling. And I think I was one of many overscheduled kids that got burned out really young. And I just find it interesting that this worldview that I bought into for so long, I still never recognized the difference between authoritarianism or totalitarianism. I never understood the difference until today. I just listened to a talk that enlightened me to this. And so I realized that we're taught to fear the authoritarian, the person that barks at you but gives you boundaries. Okay, but really it's the totalitarian that you need to fear the most, because they want to control every aspect of you. And if you think that you can raise children to know what's up in this world by just giving them no rules ever, then you're going to really do them a disservice. And I think a lot of parents, they put all their dreams upon their offspring, and they don't do well enough to follow the kid's lead and to see where do they want to go. let's serve their genuine interests. Let's serve their genuine aptitudes, not just give them a one size fits all Sesame Street ABC 1 2 3 primary colors version of the world. Because then once they get out into the real world, they're terrified. They're terrified into submission, and perhaps that's what the point is. And I was so blind to that because I wanted to believe that it was a duality and that you were either good or bad. And this whole concept of shaming people in our society. I mean, I got shamed by a kid who's not my kid at a tutoring center for leaving the door open for a minute because my kids, I was walking into the place to get them and they were a few steps behind me to walk out of the place. And this little girl tries to tell me, well, we need to keep the door closed. And I have some sympathy for her now. At first, it pissed me off because I thought, who are you, you little twit? And I was really sarcastic with my kids afterwards. I'm like, can you believe this kid is telling me to, close the door? Like, oh my God, we can't let any fresh air in. God forbid we do that. That would be awful to breathe air from outside. So anyway, I'm a little caffeinated. I haven't been doing caffeine lately, but I did get a cup today. And I just wanted to check in with those few thoughts. So thanks for checking these out. Love ya. We'll talk more.